Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we've got the new Rat Run puzzle to have a look at. Rat Run number 28. It's called Hypothesis. And this is, of course, Marty Sears' magnum opus, these extraordinary puzzles that we've all been loving for years now. Season 3 continues. We've got 2 cupcakes today, and 2 rats, don't know which is which, and we'll read the rules of this one in a moment or two's time. But of course, with it being Rat Run, we need to go to the law, don't we, which is over here, and read. This was only published, look, at 8 minutes past 2 this morning. Marty, that's very early in the morning. Experiment 28, Violet, 4th of March 1975. I spent yesterday looking back over my notes from phases 1 and 2, pinpointing all the instances of teleports overheating. It happened in experiments 7, 11, 15, and of course the incident on Christmas Day, experiment 20. After analysing these tests carefully, I believe I have now finally spotted the pattern, something these occurrences all had in common. Today's maze will test not only the rats, but also my hypothesis. Teleport C will overheat. If this proves correct... Oh my goodness, okay. Well, hang on, let's go back. We'll have a look at Teleport C in a moment, but look at all these wonderful puzzles. The picture. Let's see what the comments say. The first one this series I've done in one sitting, says Ash Brown. Rabaron. I did a wonderful puzzle by Rabaron yesterday. Rabaron says this is a very beautiful puzzle. Another brilliancy. This was beautiful, says Hugo. Erin. This one is definitely easier than some other recent entries, but it's no less beautiful for that. So basically everyone says it's beautiful. Seriously lovely puzzle, says Calvin Ball. Okay, well, we're in for an absolute treat. We're in for a total treat. One of the great things about Wednesdays at the moment, and the weather is nice outside, there are a few things to complain about. So let's just quickly take stock and work out if there's anything else we need to mention. There's a couple of things, isn't there? We did very, very clearly hear the feedback on blueprints that we sort of requested in yesterday's video. It does seem like there is a majority of people who definitely do want us to continue. So we will hopefully be able to next Monday night at 10 p.m. UK time. Mark, I think, has a dinner that evening, so is just trying to confirm that he'll be able to get back. What else? Over on Patreon, we have got the Blobs Sudoku Hunt competition running. It started on the 1st of March. Let's have a look at where we're up to. Look how many solves we'd had. Of just, the first puzzle had 1,000 solves already, and 93 people had solved all 12 of the main puzzles. So let's see where we are now. And is my internet working? No, we are 1,150 solves of the first puzzle, and 147 snooker maximum solves of all 12 puzzles. It's phenomenal. Well done to everybody who's managed to get an entry in so far. You've got until the 20th. If you'd like to be in with a chance of winning the competition, do get involved. It's over on, it's a couple of bucks a month to join us over there. We put lots of extra content over there too, so we think it's worthwhile. Chance to win. The opportunity to come onto the channel and solve a puzzle, if that might appeal. But I've got birthdays to do today as well. Let me look at my list of birthdays. Annie Thomas. Annie, you turned 20. Annie Thomas, I should say. Yes, Annie Thomas. I knew a girl called Annie Thomas at university many years ago. Anyway, I'm digressing. Anyway, Annie Thomas, you turned 28 today. I know this because your mum, Heather, wrote to me and told me that you think that the puzzles in the videos have a mindful quality. I know exactly what you mean. They distract from real life in a way that I think is quite positive. And I find, or I think at least, that cracking the cryptic, or puzzles generally, are one of the best ways to use the internet. Almost everything on the internet is designed to shorten our attention spans, I think, and to give us sort of continual hits of dopamine or whatever it is. And these puzzles give us a way of spending some time in their company, and we have to spend time in their company. You can't just race through these things. They are to be savoured and enjoyed, and that is something I think that we've sort of lost. It's almost like it's being drummed out of society, and I do wonder whether a lot of people enjoy these puzzles for that reason. It sort of reminds people of almost what human beings, or how human beings have always behaved, and we sort of get back to that, if you like, and get away from the noise of both the internet and real life. Anyway, I'm wibbling again, aren't I? Heather, your mum, Annie Thomas, is very proud of you, and I hope that you have a great birthday today, and I hope that the cake is very fine indeed. Next, Scott, your wife Sheridan wrote to me. Oh, it's your birthday tomorrow, isn't it? I've got the day. I'm slightly too early. You two are newlyweds. Didn't you get married at the end of June last year? I hope I haven't misremembered that. But Scott, many happy returns for tomorrow. And I hope that you also get very heavily iced chocolate cake. Oh, now. No, okay. This suddenly I had a moment then. But the next birthday is also for tomorrow, also for Scott, but it must be a different Scott, because this Scott is in Brisbane. So I am doing this on the right day, because in Brisbane it's basically tomorrow already. But it's your wife Rosie who wrote to me, not your wife Sheridan, although you're both called Scott. And Scott in Brisbane turns 35 tomorrow, or today in Brisbane time. And apparently Scott in Brisbane can sort of follow the solves just by listening to the videos. Doesn't actually have to watch them, can just sort of, figure out what's going on from the words. That's very impressive. And your wife Rosie Scott says that you're the most wonderful person, caring, loving and intelligent. She clearly thinks the world of you, and I hope you have a great birthday today. You know what I mean. And then finally, Soren, you've turned the big 50 today. I know this because your wife Natasha wrote to me and is guaranteeing chocolate cake with lots and lots and lots of icing. So lucky you. Oh no, that's wrong. No, this is terrible. No, Scott in Brisbane is getting the chocolate cake with lots and lots of icing. Soren, I don't know where Soren is, but Soren is getting carrot cake. That's so much worse. But I mean, it can be okay. Carrot cake can be okay if it's still got icing. It needs to have icing and basically all evidence of carrot removed from it. Then it's very nice. But Soren, Natasha, I guess is making the cake. I hope you have a great birthday. I think your son watches too. So it's a family affair. And Soren, many happy returns. Anyway, right. With all that said and done, let's see what Marty's got in store for us with hypothesis. There's a real sort of need, if you like, to get through the puzzles as well, because normally on the finishing screen, if you get through one of these rat run puzzles, you get more lore, you get more information about the story, which I'm sure we're all invested in. Anyway, what are the rules of this one? We've got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. For instance, that one. Let me just check the recording's working. Looks all right. And then we've got the aim of the experiment. Finkz and Phinx must both reach different cupcakes by finding a path through the maze. The paths must not visit any cell more than once, cross themselves or each other, or pass through any thick maze walls. As well as moving orthogonally, they may move diagonally if there's a 2 by 2 space in which to do so, but they may never pass diagonally through a round wall spot on the corner of a cell. So let's just figure that out. So we couldn't do that. For example, that would go through a round wall spot, but we could do that. That would be legitimate. There's no round wall spot preventing that diagonal movement. And we have to get the rats to the cupcakes, which are there and there. Now, What next? Teleport. Oh yes, we were going to. Was it teleport C? We were told was going to overheat. I don't really know what that means. Okay, never mind. Teleports. Entering a teleport will cause a rat to be instantly transported to the matching coloured teleport. Matching teleports always have identical digits, but teleports that don't match always have different digits. Right, matching teleports. So if that digit was a 5, then this digit would be a 5. And then D, which doesn't see either of these 5s. Are we being told that D has to contain not 5? That's how I'm reading that. But teleports that don't match always have different digits. Yeah, I think that's what we're being told. One-way doors. A purple arrow may only be passed through in the direction the arrow is pointing. An arrow always points to the smaller of the two digits it sits between. So it's like an inequality sign as well as a door, a one-way door. Grapes. A green grape sits between two digits with a difference of at least 5. And the test constraint is short today. In this experiment, Finkz may only visit even digits, and Finkz with a PH, so the other rat, may only visit odd digits. You must determine which rat is which. Right. So one rat will only go to even digits, one rat will only go to odd digits. That's fantastic, isn't it? Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now. Okay, well this rat has to go north. I suppose I can't even christen them. Actually I can. Why couldn't I christen them Finkz and Inks, or Inks and Phinx, I was meant to say? Because all that's doing is giving me a way of describing them that doesn't make the homophone difficult to understand. So we'll label this one Phinx. This one is Inks, therefore, so it can be blue. And I mean, I can see that they're sort of trapped in an area there, aren't they? If we look at that area of the grid, there's only 2 exits from it. So, and there's no teleporters. So one rat will use one exit and one rat will use the other exit. Now, okay, yeah, I can see that the Phinx rat can't do this exit. Oh, is that right? That might be wrong. No, that is right. That is right. If Phinx did this, she would have to do that as well. There's no other option. There's no diagonal option available. And even if she went off a wandering, she's now used 5 cells of box 6. And she can't stop here. Even if she goes to the teleport, that would be a 6th cell. And why is that ringing alarm bells in my head? Well, there's this parity problem, isn't there? So one rat only occupies odd digits, one rat only occupies even digits. But there are only 5 odd digits in Sudoku, and there are only 4 even digits in Sudoku, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So no rat can ever go 6 digits in a row, column or box. It's impossible. So actually, we know that this must be the blue. This is Inks, the rat. So Phinx must go through that one. Which means that, is this right? It looks a bit weird, but that means Inks has to go through that little diagonal gap now. And this doesn't look right, does it? So Phinx is going to have to go right across the top. Now, have we breached the 5 cell rule here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think so, actually. So, but the interesting thing about Phinx now is that Phinx can't go north, because Phinx has already spent 4 cells of time, or space even, in box 3. So if she goes north, she'll take 2 more to get to the teleport, and that will be 6 cells. So that's impossible. So Phinx is going to go through the A teleport and go over there. And that means that Inks can't go through the teleport. So Inks has got to go down. And oh, it's so lovely. Marty's so clever. Look at this now. So now, Inks has spent 4 cells of time or space in box 6. So if she turned to the west, she'd take at least 2 more cells, and that would be 6 cells again, which is impossible. So Inks has to go down. Has to go, though. There's no option. There's no diagonality possible. Oh, whoa. Now Inks can't go to the cupcake. Look. Marty loves to do this. Often Marty will put the rat and the cupcake next to each other, and yet for some weird reason you can't go from one to t'other directly. But look here. Inks is in row 8, column 8. How could she ever get this cupcake in row 8, column 9? It's impossible, because that's 6 cells. So Phinx must get this cupcake. And they can't cross. The paths can't cross. So Phinx must just do that, and Inks must do that. And they can't cross again. So there's no diagonality possible. So I think we have to do that. No, that's fine. I was suddenly worried about the one-way door rule, but actually the way Phinx would be travelling in order to get to the cupcake is going the correct way. And do we know about parity now? Do we know which of Inks and Phinx is odd and even? No, but we do know something interesting about E. E is an odd digit. I wonder if that's what I'm meant to do in this puzzle. Sorry, and the reason E is odd is that there are 4 blue cells, 4 Inks cells, which have 1 parity in box 9, and 4 Phinx cells, which have the other parity. So this is the tiebreaker. This cell represents which Sudoku parity has the majority in any Sudoku box, and that's going to be the odds, isn't it? There are 5 odds and 4 evens. So this must be odd. So I'm wondering whether I should use our patented method for recording oddness in Sudoku, which is to use the colour orange, and it's only on the basis that they have the same starting letter. So even digits will make blue because they have, again, I think it's to do with blue, the 2 colours in our palette that are most colourblind friendly, although this has a lot of colour in it already. But it would be lovely, wouldn't it, to know which rat was which in terms of parity, which one is even, which one is odd. I suspect I already know this if I have the right thought, because there's so many digits that are being used already in columns 7, 8 and 9. So I suppose Inks can't go to E, because that's going to cut off Phinx's path. So Inks either goes there, which looks difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or Inks goes to C. That might be impossible. Because because C is that's the blue. I was going to say it's it's not helpful. But obviously, if the blue line was pink, it couldn't have gone there. But that's so fatuous to say that, because then there'd be too many pinks in box 3. But but this is inks. So if inks went into this cupcake, inks could go here. That would be 4 inkses in box 3, so that would actually work. So maybe inks can't go there. But why? Oh, inks would have to be even. Okay, I'm not sure whether this is possible or not, but one thing I've just realised is that if inks goes into this cell, Phinx would have to go into this cell, which we've said is an odd digit. So Phinx would be the odd rat, and the inks would be the even rat. Now inks would then have used up all... Yeah, that does... No, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't do that. Right. The point is that both rats suddenly have to have odd parity if inks goes here. It's lovely. Why do I say this? Well, you can see that if inks does go to this cell, Phinx has to go to this cell. There's no other option. And then you can see, there's a few things you can see. I've got 5 cells of inks. Oh no, I've got 5 cells of Phinx in row 9. I've also definitely got an odd digit on the Phinx path. So Phinx is odd. That means inks is even. But how is that possible? And the reason I think there's a problem here is inks can't now go here, therefore, because that would be 5 even digits in row 8. There are not 5 even digits in row 8. So inks would have to go here on the diagonal. And at first blush, that looks fine. But at second thoughts, we have to consider how inks could ever get out of row 9. At some point, she's going to have to leave row 9. And whenever she does that, she would be required to have a new even digit in row 8 where there are none available. You can't... This wall is crucial, actually, because if this wall wasn't here, inks could have dropped down here and stayed in row 9 and then jumped up here and would not have had to have another digit in row 8. So all of this means that inks doesn't go into this cell. So inks must go into C, which means, and then she has to go that way. Look, oh, is that it then? That's it. So now, well, now I've got the colours all wrong. I've got inks with blue, but I think inks is orange because that's 5 cells that have been forced in the top row. So inks is actually is occupying odd digits. So Phinx is occupying even digits. Oh, is this wrong then? Oh no, I see, because I can go diagonally. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I've got all 4 even digits in row 9, so the rest of row 9 has to be odd, which means that this D digit is an odd digit. I've got 4 even digits in column 6, so these are both odd. I've got 4 even digits in column 7, so this is odd. I've got 5 odd digits in box 6, so that's even. I must know what this is. That's odd by parity in column 9, or indeed box 3. The rest of row 1 must all be even. So A and B, oh, we knew A was even. B is even. And, okay, so we know the parity of all of the teleporters. Now, yeah, and this was the thing that was worrying me, is how did Phinx get to this cell? She has to go only on even digits, so she's going to have to go from that cell and go diagonally, isn't she? And then she must go to this cell. She can't go, she could have gone diagonally, but that would be to an odd digit, so that's not going to work. So she's got to go here, and she mustn't go to this cupcake, because this cupcake must be odd, actually. I hadn't realised that, but once that cupcake becomes even, that cupcake must be odd. And actually now this must be where Phinx continues her journey, because of the round wall spots preventing diagonal movements. Now, so how does this work? So Inks got to the C teleport and then went along row 1, and now we'll either do this or this. Maverick's going to fly over. It's a lovely day, I think, for flying today. I could almost empathise with Maverick's wish to be airborne. I don't quite know what this means. So, oh, I see. Hang on. And then Phinx is actually now at the A teleport. I mean, I see that she could go along here, but I don't think she has to. Not sure. No, what I was about to say is absolute nonsense. Okay, here's a point that's very simple. In row 8, there are four even digits, so these both have to be odd. Now I've got 5 odd digits in box 7, so they have to be even. And that's, yeah, okay, so Phinx is going to have to go there because of the round wall spot preventing the diagonal move. But then Phinx could go there, possibly. Although how would Inks get to the cupcake if this was... No, you couldn't do it. If this became even because of Pink's path, how would Inks get to that exact cell? You can't get there. There's no... It would have to be a diagonal movement, and you can't cross the path. So actually, this cell is not even. Well, it might be even. No, it probably can't be. Oh no, it could be even, couldn't it? No, you can't. I don't think you can do it. Oh, actually, no. Maybe you can. Oh, I was about to say this can't be even, or you can't get to the cupcake. But then I'm sort of just flicking around, thinking, but if you got to D, you could do that. But how would you get to D? Oh, you could get to E. Oh no, but I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can get to do that move. I'm not sure. But anyway, Phinx definitely doesn't go there. So Phinx has to go here. Which, I mean, she could go there. She could go there. I don't see a way of knowing which of those is likely. So, I don't know. Do we have to think about numbers? That's possible, isn't it? We have got some grapes that we could use. And some inequalities or one-way doors we could use. If we're not doing numbers, is there anything intelligent I could say about the paths? I mean, I can see there are a whole variety of rows and columns that are almost quorate. Like row 2, it's got 3 evens in it. Box 1 has 3 evens in it, so there's only one more even to come. Row 3, there's only one more even to come. But I don't see anything at all obvious about what you do with that. Or is it something more meta? How does No, it's not, is it? So I've got to get Pinks from A to row somehow to row 7, column 2, but that's a lot of open-ended stuff here to do that. And I've got to get inks from here to there. I think that, again, that seems very, very open-ended. All right, let's try and do some numbers. So what do we know about numbers? We know we've got, okay, oh, it's totally obvious. Yeah, this is easier, much easier once I started to think about it. Grapes. What do we know about grapes? The digits on the grapes have to be 5 apart, at least. Now that means they operate just like German whispers lines. And what do we know about German whispers lines? They can't have 5 on them. If you put 5 on a German whispers line, the digit adjacent to it across the grape, so imagine any of these 4 cells were grapes, the digit across the grape would have to be 5 different from 5, and there are no Sudoku digits that fit that criteria. So you have to put 5 in the corner. That has to be a 5. And hang on, I'm just going to label this up so I can think about it. So the 3, wherever the 3 goes on a grape, it will be next to a 9, because 7 and 3 are only 4 apart. So there's going to be a 3-9 pair in one of these, and a 1-7 pair in the other. And this can't be a 1, because it's on the inequality sign, so that can't be a 9. So if this can't be a 1, this can't be a 7. And if this can't be a 9, this can't be a 3. And then we've got an even grape here, which is going to be from 2, 4, 6, and 8. That can't have 6 on it. 6 could only be next to a 1 on a grape, and 1 is not even. And 4, actually, 4 would only be next to 9 on a grape. It's the only Sudoku digit that's 5 different from it. So this is a 2-8 pair, so this is a 4-6 pair, which is very nice, actually. That's lovely. Yeah, look at this grape, where the parity's changing across the grape. This digit is 4 or 6. 4 only has one Sudoku partner across a grape, and that's the digit 9, which can't go there for some reason. Oh, because of the inequality. So that's going to have to be a 6, which only has the partner of 1. We worked out 1 went with 7. So these are a 3-9 pair at the bottom. This is a 4 by Sudoku. The B digit is now a 6, look, which goes up there, transplants off up there. And we might be able to do something else with that. 6 is in one of those 3 cells. Whoops. And then I label it with an 8, which is not an intelligent thing to do. Have we got any? Oh, we've got more grapes here. There's 2 more grapes. We can't put 5. Oh, where's 5? Oh, sorry. Where's 5 in row 8? I could just have done that straight away. So this is a 3-9 pair on this grape. This grape, well, it can't have 3 on it now. So, because it would have to have 9 on it, this would be a 3-9 pair, and this couldn't exist. So if it can't have 3 on it, we know that digits across a grape, one of them will be lower than 5, one of them will be higher than 5, because the 2 have to be at least 5 different. So the low digit on here is a 1. And 5. We weren't allowed to repeat digits on teleporters. I think I read that in the instructions. Matching teleports always have identical digits, but teleports that don't match always have different digits. So this teleport couldn't be a red. If it was 5, it would be red. Well, it would be the same colour as red, which is not allowed. So 5 in row 7 is placed on the cupcake. And this is a 1-7 pair. So this is 3 or 9, which means this is 3 or 9. Chance for a 3 in the corner. In fact, the only chance for a 3 in the corner in this puzzle, because 2 of the corners are even and the other corner's got a 5 in it. Okay, E is 1 or... Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, E is 1 or 7. But we've just said 1 has to go on the grape in box 9. So E is 7. Which means the 1 is going opposite a 9 on this, which means this is a 3, this is a 9, this is a 3. So it's so that we do get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Oh, this is very, very nice, isn't it? Now, now what do we do? Don't know. 3 is in one of those 2 cells. 5. Oh, bobbins, look. 5 is placed in box 6. I've not done very well with my Sudoku, have I? 5 is in one of 2 places in box 3. And 8 is a bit restricted in row 8. I can't put it on the cupcake because this would have to be a higher even digit and they don't exist. So 8 is in one of those 2 cells, which means this digit is 2 or 4. But that is on an inequality. So how could it be 2? This would have to be a lower even digit and they don't exist. So that is a 4. This is an 8-2 pair. This is a 4 by Sudoku. So this has got to be a 6 or an 8 to be higher than 4. Oh, and this has to be 2 because it's got to be a lower digit than 4. So we've got a 6-8 pair, I think, in box 9. And we might be able to do better than that. Where is... Yeah, lovely. Where's 2 in box 6? And you might say, it would be a legitimate thing to think about, that 2 could go on the A. But then it gets teleported over there onto an inequality sign, where we couldn't put an even digit that was lower than it into row 1, column 2. So 2 is placed here, 2 is placed here. 4 is in this domino by Sudoku, so 4 is in that domino. This digit is 6 or 8. And this is a triple. It's 2, 6, 8. Oh, 6. Where's 6 in column 6? We can place it. Wow. Where's 6 in box... Look, this is great. Where's 6 in box 6? It's there. That place is 4. That place is 8. That place is 8. That place is 8. That place is 2. Oh, my... Oh, okay. That's... Yeah, we can still keep going. I can just do by Sudoku. I can do the even digits in row 1. No, what I was about to say is not true, but we might be able to do some Sudoku. 2 is in one of 2 places in box 4. 4 is in one of 2 places in box 4. 8 is in 1 place in box 4, so that is a new even digit that we've earned. And look at column 3 where we've got all the evens. Oh, Marty, you are a clever man. I mean, how much pleasure can somebody give from a puzzling perspective? It is just gorgeous. Now, that's interesting. Look at our pencil marks now in box 4. We've pencil marked 2, we've pencil marked 4, we've pencil marked 6, and we've placed 8. So, without really thinking about it, we know this is an odd digit because we've pencil marked all the even digits. So that's odd. And it's 1, 3, or 9. It could never have been 5, but... So if it's 3, no, oh, if it's 3, this would be a 9. But the other options are available across the grape there, I think. Okay, what about, okay, this is an 8 by Sudoku. This is a 4, 6 pair, so let's pop that in. That makes this an 8, this a 6. I know I'm going to have to go back to thinking about the path in a minute. But I've had a remarkable run there. Where's 8 in column 6 from a sudoku perspective? So 4, if I could rule 4 out of any of those cells, I could immediately make them odd. But I don't think I can. Can that be 4? This would be 1 or 3. Maybe, I'm not sure. 3, 5. So these digits here are from 1, 7 and 9. I've pencil marked 5 into one of these and they can't be 3. So these are 1, 7 or 9. This is 1, 7 or 9. Same sort of logic in column 9. This digit is only 1 or 9. This is. I think we're drying up a bit here. 1, 5, 7 into those cells. That one can't be 5. That one can't be 5 either. Didn't see that for some reason. How could I not see that? It's because it's on the red. For some reason, my brain just doesn't register it. So I've got a 1, 7 pair now. I get a 5 in column. Oh, I get the 5 in boxes 2 and 3 for this. And this digit is 1 or 9. Oh, right. Where's 7 in row 1? It doesn't seem to be able to be there. So I get a 7 in box 3. Now I get a 7 in column 9. This is good. That's a 7. This is a 1. This is a 9. Look, it's going again. This is a 9. This is a 1. This is a 1. This is a 9. And these two cells are 1 and 3, which might do something. This is a something. 9. Just by sudoku. So 9 is restricted in box 5. 5 is almost. Oh, 5 is restricted. Where's 5? Again, I don't see the red 5. Red 5 standing by. But red 5 goes there, which is odd, most certainly. In how many 5s have I got in the grid? I feel like I've done loads of 5s. Hang on, let me just double click 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done 8 5s, so I can do the 9th. It's in this box somewhere. It's there. Whenever you've done 8 of a digit, you'll always be able to do the 9th. There's a knowledge bomb from Cracking the Cryptic for you. Now these digits are 1, 3, 7, 9. No, I think that's excessive to pencil mark. Oh, hang on. Phinx. Phinx is in this cell. Now, I don't know whether this cell is even. But even if it is even, how does Phinx get out of this box? She could drop down here and then go diagonally up. That's fine, but she can't. She's never going to be able to get far enough down this through those 3 cells. So she must exit box 1 somehow, going in this direction, which means that she goes into the 6. So she comes out here, and then this is good. Then once she gets here, which she's going to have to. She can't go through a diagonal wall. That's impossible because of the wall spot. So she has to go there, and that converts a digit for us into being even. Now that even digit is not 2 or 6. So 4 or 8, perhaps. But then, okay, then she's going to have to go from there as well. So that's another even digit for this cell. But then she could go diagonally into the 8, look. But what's this digit? That's the same. That's 4 or 8. Because it sees this pencil marking of the 6. And that must mean... So hang on, how does this work? So pink starts here, goes to the green, somehow goes along here. I'm not saying exactly how that's achieved, but then ends up here, goes here. I think she's going to have to go through there. I'm not certain about that, but that feels like at some point that's going to be the way, because if she goes up here, she'll get trapped, or she'll be in a cycle. So I think she is going to have to, but I don't know whether she does this or that, but I think she does go to this cell. And then I don't know whether she does, oh, no, well, she's got options. She's got 2 options at least. But I tell you something I've noticed, and that is, how does Inks get to the cupcake now? Because there is only one route. Inks is going to have to go on that diagonal thing, which means she must visit the teleport here. So she's got to flow through the odd digits, which means that she actually goes to the 7 teleport, which is here. So she's going to have to do this. And that means, because she can't go diagonally, this cell is odd. Oh, it's just fantastic, isn't it? Now, if that's odd, that is a naked single. 3. It sees all the other odd digits, which means this is 3 and this is 1. Which means, oh, 1 is in one of 2 places in box 4. I think we'll be able to do better though. What about, no, 7 is in one of 2 places. We've got, no, we haven't. Hang on. Oh, it's one of each. Okay, yeah, because I didn't, for some reason I didn't see that the 6 was in box 5. So one of these is a 2 and one is a 9. So they are a 2-9 pair, but we don't know the ordering of them, which is going to be essential, isn't it? So, no. Okay, but where does Inks go from this 3? Even if she could go into the 9 here, if this was a 9, then she couldn't get out of that cell, because above her would be an even digit and there's no diagonal move possible because of the wall spots. So that's going to have to be a move. That's going to have to be a move. And we're just closing this. Oh, no. No, we're not. I was going to say, and we're just closing this up. But of course, that would be too simple. And the reason we can't do that is we'd have 6 odd digits in column 5, because this little 7 at the bottom is definitely odd. So in fact, one of these is a 1. 8. No, that doesn't work. I was going to say 8 in the column is in one of those 2 cells, but I mean, that's true, but it's fatuous. So hang on, how does this work then? So I'm in this cell, which is definitely odd. And that's the last odd in the column. Right, so that is the 1, I see. So this must be even. We've run out of odd digits, and this cell sees 2, 6, and 8, so it has to be 4. Now one of those is a 6. Right, so this cell is definitely odd now, and we now can complete Pinks's path. Pinks's path has to just be direct along row 1, because there's no rinky-dinkage possible. We've got all our evens in row 2, so this is odd. We've got all our evens in box 2, so that's odd. We must be able to do, no, no, we can't. Okay, we know this is a 3-7 pair. And the inequality sign. Oh, I am going the right way, aren't I? Because I can now see that I have to go that way. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Because Inks is going in this direction to get to the E teleporter. And we know that Inks can't go that way because there'll be an even cell beneath her if she does. So Inks must do this. So in order for Inks to get from this cell anywhere, she's going to have to do that. But here, look, she could go either way. Wow, okay. All right, let's no, actually, I'm not sure. I was going to say let's turn our attention back to pinks, but that might not be a sensible strategy. I'm not sure. Have we got... Is it grape? I've only got one grape I've not thought about. At one point I can see there is that this cell can't be a 2. Because this would then have to be at least 5 different. It would be a 9, and that would be a 2-9 pair and break this cell. So that's not 2 in box 4, which, if I trust my pencil marks, tells me that this is a 2. So that is, well, that's quite good actually, because those two are now definitely even, and that's definitely odd. Which... yeah, that's quite good, because now this cell has to go somewhere, and because of the wall spottage, it's going to have to go into an odd digit there. Now, so we now know this is an odd pairing that doesn't involve 3, so it must involve 1. It must involve 1. There must be a low digit across the grape, and it can't be 3, but they're both odd, so one of them's a 1, and the 1 doesn't seem to be able to be there, so that's 1. Which means this is 1 by sudoku. This is a 3. It's not able to be 7, so we can do the 7 and the 3. This is 7 or 9, apparently. This is 7 or 9. This is 7 or 9. Okay, there's lots of 7 or 9. Wasn't that a Borg character? No, that was 7 of 9. Was it 7 of 9? All hands prepare for multi-ball. It was 7 of 9. So 7 of 9. 7 of 9 has made an appearance in Marty's Sudoku, just exactly in these 3 cells. Jerry Ryan? Why is that? Jerry? I don't know. 9. Oh, yeah, here's a good point. That's an X-wing of 9s. There's a 9 in this domino. There's a 9 in that domino. Let me just flash those on and off so you can see what I'm talking about. It's got so colourful. So there's definitely 1 9 in column 2. There's 1 9 in column 3. That is the nature of Sudoku. But we've just said there's 1 9 in this domino and there's 1 9 in this domino. So there are 2 9s that we know exist in columns 2 and 3 are in those cells. So there can't be more 9s. That's got to be a 7. So that's a 7, that's a 9, that's a 9, that's a 3. And presumably 9, I can just place it. Right, so we're actually on the verge. We are on the verge of doing the Sudoku, you know. We are on the verge. In fact, we may have done the Sudoku. We might have done the Sudoku, but not the puzzle. So now we've done the... Let's do that. Let's do this. That's the disposition, but we've got to finish the pathing. Yeah, lovely. So Inks is in this cell and this cell at the moment. but the diagonal wall spots force a long loop, a sort of U pentomino to finish. Now Phinx, well, I don't even know where Phinx is. Oh, right, Phinx is here, and we knew she was going to have to visit the 8, and now she has to actually go diagonally, and then that way can't go diagonally, can't go diagonally, can't go diagonally, and now she's joined up. So I think that's the solution. Let's just check the whole paths. So inks goes to yellow to the E teleporter, to the D teleporter, to the cupcake. Phinx goes to the A teleporter, to the B teleporter. We haven't repeated any digits, have we, on the teleporters? I mean, what and how long does that take me? Under an hour. That is just as much fun as you can have in a puzzle sense in an hour. There, I've said it. Oh my goodness, and that's a huge amount of information that we've been given. Let me just tick that. Right, let's read this together. So, experiment completed successfully. Test date 4th of March 1975. Cells visited 74, grapes eaten 6, one-way doors used 5, teleports used 5, all of them indeed. As predicted, teleport C overheated shortly after Phinx had used it. I switched it off immediately to be on the safe side. It appears that sandwiching a teleport between 2 others has been the cause of this ongoing problem, and it took until today for me to cotton on. Elliot clearly realised a while back and decided not to mention it. He's now explained that the overlapping energy fields from the neighbouring portals are somehow interfering with the middle one, their combined close proximity having unintended effects. I'm guessing this all has something to do with his SRT diagram, but it would probably be unwise for me to ask about that, given how I know about it. Oh, he knows about it from the video camera surveillance, doesn't he? Ah, Marty, you're a complete genius. That was just so... It's such a good puzzle. It's such a good puzzle. Honestly. May not be as hard as last week's, but I totally agree with those comments that said it's every bit as beautiful. Fantastic. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.